Now joined by one of the GeneralSports.com athletes of the week is Jonathan McEwen of the men's golf team. Jonathan, a record-setting weekend for you last weekend, 10 under par and 54 holes. You tied the program scoring record for 54 holes, and your team set a new 54-hole scoring record at 17 under. What worked so well?
Well, we got out there, and Savannah was very open, which I think fits our team really well, considering we all hit the ball a good distance, and every hole felt like a birdie opportunity, so even if you had a couple bad holes, you had to stay in there, and I think we took advantage of it quite well. And this format of the tournament, instead of playing with other teams, we played with our team, all 5 of us together, so I think we were able to feed off each other well, and on 36 days, which are long with full of ups and downs, I think we rebounded off each other and kept each other in the game even when we were struggling, and I think that environment helped us score, and just no matter where you were in the tournament, knew that birdies were out there and they were there for the taking, and I think we did a good job with that.
This weekend, only a 36-hole tournament, but an even par performance from you. How were you able to take that momentum from last week and kind of carry it over to this weekend?
Okay. I made a few swing changes over Feb break, and I got some new clubs. And moving into Savannah, obviously they worked pretty well, and I didn't want to change anything with that, so kept with the same game plan, driving the ball really well the last 2 weeks. And the course was a little tighter, greens were a little firmer, and just adapting to the different course settings and trying to keep the ball between the trees.
Obviously, still a few more tournaments ahead in the spring, championship season, hard to imagine, but already, within the next month to 6 weeks away. What are you trying to do over that time frame to get yourself ready for the end of the season?
Yeah, just threw a new putter in the bag. Gotten some experience with it the last couple of weeks. I think just working on mainly putts inside 10 feet with it, keeping the stroke steady, and the team just continue on the putting. I think everybody's striking the ball really solid, and we're not hitting bad putts, they're just not going in. So a couple more 10, 15 footers dropping, seeing them drop, gain some confidence. I think we can definitely win ODACs and make a run at nationals.
He's Jonathan McEwen of the men's golf team and one of our GeneralSports.com athletes of the week. Jonathan, thanks for joining us, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Now joined by one of the GeneralSports.com athletes of the week, it's Alex Petras of the women's lacrosse team. Alex, you guys had a big win against number 2 Gettysburg on Saturday. You contributed 4 goals in a 5-goal win. Take us through Saturday.
Yeah, so we came out into this game really excited to play Gettysburg. It's a really big rivalry, and we really wanted to put together a full 60 minutes of lacrosse. In our past couple games, we've had a couple losses, and we felt like we hadn't played as well as we could for the full 60. So we really wanted to step onto the field and play as well as we could the whole time. Yeah.
So over the first 5 or so games, obviously all ranked opponents, a couple of close losses mixed in there as well. You mentioned a little bit about playing a full 60 minutes. What were some of the other things that you kind of saw in the early season of still trying to figure out how this team works this year?
Yeah, so we lost a lot of key players from last year, but we also have a really great upperclassmen and underclassmen. So we kind of are trying to see what works well for this new team, and I know it does take a couple of games to kind of work out the kinks, and so we definitely did that in the beginning of our season, but I think now we're kind of starting to gel together and realize what works for each person, and just honing in on that.
Another busy week this week, obviously a game at home on Friday night, but also you really dive into conference play over the next couple of weeks as well. What are you trying to do to continue to keep that upward trajectory with this team here and kind of build off Saturday's win against Gettysburg?
Yeah, I think that now that we have a really good win in the back of our pockets, we can use that confidence and instill it into the next part of our season. Now we do get into the ODAC play, which is super important for the going into the NCAA tournament. So I think just believing in ourselves, believing in what we can do, and playing as a unified team is really going to help us excel for the next couple months.
She's Alex Petras of the women's lacrosse team, one of our GeneralSports.com athletes of the week. Alex, thanks for joining us, and best of luck this week.
Thank you.